What happened? What happened? You know, I'm just getting to know this man of God. I've heard about him. We all make jokes, and those of you who are watching from other countries, I know we get a lot of people watching from different countries, but I'm gonna work things out so much so that you understand what I'm saying. And in the 90s, he had branches all over Europe. He had everything. He had a great ministry. In fact, it was this morning that I saw in one of the videos, he was healing and doing a lot of deliverances and everything. Something is just not right. He died a lonely man. Something is just not right. Something is just not making sense. He died a lonely person. And you don't have to be a pastor to take this from me. Just think about it. Let's look at life. Let us do dissections of life. He's been a blessing to thousands of people all over the world, in his country. But he died a lonely person. His last few days on earth, in fact, there was an already false news that he had died. And he had to be interviewed to declare that he's not dead, he's still alive. I'm still alive, I'm not dead. And I was watching his interview, and he said in the hospital, the patients that were sitting by him, were laying by him, ended up dying on the left and on the right, and he's alive, he's kicking. And that was the interview he did, I think 2 weeks ago before his demise. But he died alone. Even down to helping to get an ambulance to take his body. My son only chanced there. My son got there, and when he realized that there was no one to pay for it, he said, yeah, we're going to do it. And he called and said, Papa, I said we'll do it. And I said, okay, if you said it, then it has to be done because you're representing me. But he died alone. I always say that everybody needs two mentors. Oh, he's given out 300 cars. He's given out 300 cars. Mr. Felix is saying this person has given out 300 cars. Wow, wow. He died alone. He's given out 300 cars to people. I heard that he helped a lot of people travel. He got their ticket for them. He died a lonely person. Halfway down the line, I heard his wife left him. He died a lonely person. He died in the room alone. Counselor Lutroid said something. Counselor Lutroid said nobody knows what happened in the night. Maybe if somebody was laying by him, they could have helped him. Somebody's saying his life was a blessing. I don't know him, but he died alone. Matter of fact, it looks like he died 3 days before. And nobody even thought, let me go check up on him. He died alone. In one of my interviews, I told people that you don't know what pastors go through. You don't know what preacher men go through. You don't understand how ungrateful congregants can be. You don't understand that people only come to church when they are in need, and after they get what they need, they leave. People come to church when they are in need, and after they get what they need, they're gone. He died alone. He had 25 churches and 8 houses. Somebody's saying it. He had 25 churches and 8 houses. He died lonely. Did you see the little room that they said was his room? I think the door was even broken. He died alone. If I was close to him, I would have made him my mentor, one of my mentors. Why? Because I discovered that you need 2 kinds of mentors. One that has failed in life and one that has made it in life. The one that has failed in life will tell you what they did wrong and will help you avoid those. And the one that has made it, they become a benchmark that you watch to progress. But he died alone. Somebody's saying, this man was so kind and generous, but look at what happened. Let's not judge him because no one is perfect. At least some people have benefited from him. But God bless you, Sonnie. God bless you too. I remember when I and my family depend on this man's money he gives me after playing in his church. So he used to take care of you guys. Pastors preach through pain all the time. Let me let people understand this, that it's not all men of God that are called by God. Some called themselves. Okay. So I know when we say pastors, a lot of people begin to think, pastor, this one has taken him. No. It's not all men of God that were called by God. So some people are in just because they can benefit or make money out of it. For some people, it's a serious business venture. And so they articulately put things together because they calculate it well and it becomes a business venture. And there are others who are in because God called them. And they actually depend on people to be a blessing to them. But something is just not right. How could he have lost all his churches, all his members, all the good people that he was good to? How could he have lost all his houses, all his cars, and be left down to 0? Something is not right. Something is not right. Something is not right. What could be the life lessons that we will pick from this? And let's not get it twisted, please. He's quite an old man. He just looks young and handsome, but he's not a young man. Please, let's not get it twisted. He's in the 90s. He was a top guy. So a lot of people he looks pretty young, but he's not a young man. He's quite old, okay? Probably in his late 60s. I should think he's in his late 60s. And one thing I can say was this: at least he died in his sleep. Quite honorable, right? Because none of us, you and I, none of us don't know how we're going to die. Things that man would never know is the day of your death and the date of your death and how you will die. So as much as he was mocked, he died honorably, quietly. He did not die in a car crash or in a strange way that no, he died in his bedroom. Somebody said late 60s is young. You're lucky if now with the way sin is, we're lucky if we cross those ages. And if you're not that age yet, you can't even say he was young. You better pray to God that we will live to cross that age. But 60 is quite a good age. It's quite a good age. Because most of you watching are not even 50, at least. He died quietly in his sleep. Some have died in plane crashes. Some have died in car crashes. Some have died there. He died in his bedroom quietly. Watching the interview, he said something. He said he had died, but God told him to come back on earth. So I think he came back on earth just to announce that he was going. And how I picked that story up to want to do something which alerted everybody, I think that is baffling. Because when you listen to his interview, he had died. He said he was dead. He was actually describing how death is. He said, when you go, you don't see nothing. He was describing it. And he said he heard God say, come back. Oh, he is 67 years old. 3 years to 70. Oh, he's done well. So he's quite older than some of these pastors we call Papa and General. He's 67. 67. Thumbs up. 67. He's done very well. He's done very well. 67. He's done so well. He's quite older than some of the fathers that we know of. So he's an old man. He's not a kid. He's not a kid. He's not a kid. He's been around for a long time. But he died alone. Where are his sons, spiritual sons? Where are the people he mentored and raised? Where are the mothers that he took care of? Where are the students that he took care of? Where are the people he helped? Is it that we forget so easily and we're so ungrateful that instead of us to return that help back, we did not do it? I've had people I've helped and they go around telling people I never did anything for them. I've had people who came and the last that I had to feed my family with, I gave to them to go take care of themselves, and you never heard from them again. So I understand how you would sacrifice everything as a pastor, hoping that somebody will be grateful and nobody will come and say thank you. Human beings don't remember. We have very short memory. So think about it, because everybody's coming out now. Oh, he used to pay my rent. Oh yeah, he used to pay my school fees. He used to do this. He used to do that. Yeah. Everybody, but where is that 25 church branches that he had? What happened? Who assassinated it? Who took it off him? Who betrayed him? Which assistant pastor took that church off him, destroyed him? Who did what? Because all the news, everything I'm reading about from people, I'm literally seeing people say he did this, he paid for this, he did this for us. One of the men that was interviewed, I heard that he said if the whole area hears that this man is gone, the whole area will be coming together because they love him. If this man has money, he gives it all out to everybody. Yet, nobody could feel that he was lonely. Nobody could feel his heart. Do you know the pain of either, and I believe some of these young up-and-coming pastors, he probably mentored and helped. Do you know how painful perhaps it is knowing that you sowed into this person's life? You gave them their first platform, you invested in them, and they're walking around not even acknowledging what you did. Oh, a lot of people have done it to me. You knew what you planned and did for them as a pastor. You knew that they needed that opportunity. You knew what they carried. You knew that they carried so much potential. You knew that they could either betray you or remain loyal. And you took that risk. You took that risk. He sold his house to pay for someone who was going to prison. Wait, Kwame King, did he do that? So he sold his house and paid for someone who was going to. I hope the information, Mr. Kwame, I hope the information you're saying is true. So this man, once upon a time, sold his house to pay for somebody who was going to prison. I'm now going to tell you how depression works if you don't understand. I need the Kwame, come back again. I need to understand. This pastor would sell a house to bail somebody. I need to understand. I need to understand. I need to understand. Wow. Yet, he went through so much pain. I know a lot of pastors did help him. I know that. I also heard about that. A lot of pastors were trying to help him. And I saw that one time, one of the pastors blessed him with a car. And one of the pastors blessed him with a car. And I saw him kneeling down to thank the pastor for blessing him with a car. But do you know how it feels to once upon a time be doing something and you lose everything and now people are doing it for you? That could lead to high blood pressure. That could lead to high blood pressure. Do you know how it feels to be able to give everybody and something happens to you and everybody leaves you? Oh, David went through that. David went through a period where everybody left him. And the Bible says, and David sat down and encouraged himself in the Lord. All his men, all his generals, all his people left him. They walked away from David. He lost everything. He was just alone. And the Bible said, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. That means that he was so lonely that he told himself, it is well. It is well. He had to tell himself, hey, David, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. But guess what? It's not everybody that has that spirit and anointing of David to tell themselves they can bounce back. It's not everybody that has that natural, relentless spirit to say, I'm going to do it back. Some people hit the ground and it's hard to bring themselves back. Especially when you're looking up and those who you supported and loved are the ones hitting you down on the ground. The worst thing for a hero is for you to fight every battle and the immediate family around you are the ones that are bringing you down, are the ones that are constantly insulting you. The most painful thing in life is a hero when you work so hard and the immediate people who have to encourage and push you, they are the ones that will walk away from you. Yet, when you had it, they were the ones that was enjoying. The worst thing in life is when you make mistakes in life and those who you lived for will hold your neck and punish you for that. Yet they were the ones you took every blow for. It's not everyone that has that capacity to recover. It's not everyone that has the strength to recover. Look at the age he's at. Let's just say he struggled in the classroom, and some of you, the reason why people call him Apraku, he was in Germany when all his 25 branches. Oh, so he was in Germany when all his 25 branch pastors ganged up and changed the names of his church and made it theirs. Okay, there you go. So he traveled to Germany And all his 25 branch pastors teamed up and changed the names of his church that he worked hard for and made it theirs. Recently, a man of God who was mentoring another man of God. And the most painful thing about ministry is when you're mentoring and impacting, and the very person that you trust will take everything and go. So they, just like they did to Kwame Nkrumah. When Kwame Nkrumah was in, I don't remember what country he was. He came back and they told him he's no more the president. This man was in Germany, had traveled to Germany, and all his 25 branch pastors ganged up and took everything of him. That's what brought him down. And I've seen it several times. I have a pastor friend who trusted another pastor friend in South Africa to take care of his church. He traveled to Australia. By the time he realized, the pastor had told the members in South Africa that this bishop is evil. If you talk to him, you die. So now members were not talking to the pastor, and this guy took the church and changed the name. So they broke him. Wow. They broke him. And look at his age. When and how is he going to start again? The most painful thing in life is when you don't have loyal people. That's the, and those who took the churches, I also blame their wife.